What's happening, people? Hello. And welcome to the Moment with Moesghetti podcast. I am your hostess with the mostesses, your auntie, sister, cousin, best friend, always coming with the realness, Moesghetti herself. And welcome to my podcast. Where the claps at, yo? I did. Oh my goodness. Got me out here looking all delayed and weird. Watch, they gonna clap 5 minutes from now. Anyways, welcome to the Moment with Moesghetti podcast, where we talk about mental health and spiritual wellness. I am your host to guide you through this episode. Today we're going to talk about three keys to confidence. So, as you may or may not recognize right now, we are not live. This is a pre recorded episode. So, if you are watching this on Sunday or anytime after that, y'all are all in the same boat because I'm not live. The reason why I'm not live is that I am at the time of the airing of this program, I will be in Chicago singing on a church program. So, church girls got to do church girl things, but I still made sure that I brought you a good quality show. And I hope that you just enjoy the ride as we take it together, whether it's live or pre-recorded. So, thank you for spending a moment with me. I appreciate you being here in the time that you made it here. So, like I said, today's episode is going to be three keys or three P's to confidence. We're going to talk about being a much more confident person and some essential steps to get you there. But before we get there, we got to go into the church announcements. I can't even play drop no. It's working now. Can we rewind? Because it's not loud. Never mind. On to the church announcements. That doesn't sound heavenly. I have to figure out. I was supposed to I give you a list of sounds that I wanted, huh? Where's the list? Is there an options that I can choose from? Whatever I think of, I need some heavenly oh. Yeah, put that on the button list. We gonna get the oh. I need a spotlight to open up above me when that happens. Can we do that? We'll make it happen. He said we're gonna make it happen. Maybe you could put a digital halo. No, that's doing too much. Okay, he said, look, down here at the TDR network in the Tone Deaf radio station in the Sherman Phoenix in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we make things happen. Let's see if either of us remember to make it happen. Okay, so the trick is to make sure that we remember to make it happen. Absolutely. All right, so into the church announcements. Speaking of the TDR network, on August 24th at Wildflower MKE, TDR is hosting a poetry set called Words Have Meanings. And I was going to say starring yours truly, but I am one of the many poets that'll be on a fantastic lineup of pure artistry, pure fire. So if you are interested in coming out and engaging in some good fellowship and some good wordplay, please come on out. Of course, if you follow me, I always post these things on my Facebook, on my Instagram, Moesghetti, on all platforms. Of course, you can follow the Tone Deaf Network and also receive the flyers for that event as well. Is it how much it costs? It's $10? $10 for that event. What time we start? 7? The doors open at 7 or the show start at 7? Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7. So come on out. And we're going to have a good old time. I did not do these in order of dates, so we're going to go backwards a little bit. On August 23rd at the Rise and Grind Cafe, there will be a teacher takeover poetry set. So we got poetry happening all weekend long. August 23rd at the Rise and Grind Cafe, the teacher takeover is a school supply drive. A school supply drive dedicated towards giving supplies to some teachers so they can help so they can provide additional supplies for students who are in need in their classrooms. As we know, this time of year, can be very stressful for lots of parents trying to make sure that they have everything that they need for their children, from new clothes. And all kids don't need new clothes just because they're trying to be flashy and fancy. These kids grow, and they grow a lot over the summertime too. They be out here running, and next thing you know, they're 3 inches taller. So they got to get new clothes, fresh uniforms, and shoes, haircuts, and backpacks, and school supplies are an essential part of going back to school to make sure that you are able to complete your schoolwork. And every parent isn't able to supply every single thing. These lists can get long, these lists can get expensive. And so the Teacher Takeover School Supply Drive is an initiative to gather more supplies so that the teachers have what they need to help supplement these children as they come to the classroom. So if you're looking at making a donation towards that, Wise and Grind Cafe on August 23rd, Dasha Abrams is in charge of facilitating that event. She's got a nice list of poets that'll be there that evening as well. A different set of poets than that will be at the Words Have Meaning. So you once you just because you go to one show don't mean that you're gonna get everything you're gonna getting at another show. I actually will not be doing any poetry at the Teacher Takeover. I will be lending my glorious voice and doing some singing for the people. So, like I said, just because you come to one don't mean you've been to them all. So feel free to follow me, Moesghetti, to get all the information that you need about all of the events that I announce in the that I speak of in the church announcements. Speaking of church though, on August 25th, which is a Sunday, the Central Church of Christ will be having our Ladies Hat Day. We haven't had Hat Day. Did we have Hat Day last year? I think we did, but I think I did do Hat Day last year, but Hat Day is coming back and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. You know why? Because Moesghetti is the host of Hat Day this year. So I'm going to make sure that the parade is live. I'm going to make sure we're going to have a good time, play some games, and have some great fellowships. So if you're looking for a church home on August 25th, especially for the ladies, come on out, bring your hats. And, of course, your hat got to coordinate with the outfit. So bring it out. And the fellas too. We also have a category for the fellas too. And so after the morning worship, we'll have a hat parade competition for the best hat, the craziest hat, the smallest hat, and we also have a men's division. So bring out your brims, fellas, and come look spiffy. And we're gonna have a good time. Hat Day is one of the most random days that just really gets the church live because everybody likes to bring out the best of the best. And it's just a really good, wholesome competition. It really is, especially the crazy hat division. Now, look, the arts and crafts be getting the look. Our crafty folks get crafty when it comes to the crazy hats, okay? So if you coming in and you want to participate in that portion of the hat show, you better get your hot glue gun going. Okay, because Sister Joyce, she ain't in town and she's our reigning champion, but that don't mean it's gonna be light work trying to win and trying to fill her shoes. They big shoes, and hey, if she mess around and make guest parents look, y'all just might be sad. But come on out anyway. And bring your beautiful hats, bring your funny hats, bring your fun hats, bring your small hats, bring your large hats, and let's just have a good time. All right, all right. So let's get into this show. I be speaking all aggressively, so I need water. All right. So how to be confident? I say 3 keys or 3 P's to confidence. So this came up because I've had a lot of folk lately be like, "Oh my gosh, Moesghetti, you so confident. You so confident." And I'd be like, "What is y'all talking about?" No, but really, over time of me doing this podcast, over time of me doing music and singing in the choir, over time of me doing poetry, there really has been an evolution in my confidence in myself and in my artistry. And so I sat with myself and I thought about some of the essential steps in order to get a person to be confident like me or more confident in their own skin. And then I decided to share them with you guys today. So we're gonna break it down pretty simply, but it really is. It's one of them easy, hard processes, and you will see as I go along. So the first P to becoming a more confident person is to pick hold on. Pick what you want. Now I have to actually go back a little bit because y'all know I like a definition. You know I like a definition. I had to say the whole phrase because I already said the first word. But let's go back and define confidence. To be confident, confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. A firm trust. Again, the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. A firm trust. And so when people say confidence or think about confidence, a lot of times it's about the aura the person brings about or the way that they stand or how they walk into a room or how they speak. But really what confidence breaks down to is being very sure that when you show up, you can show out. Being very sure that when you participate in an activity, you can execute it with intention, with purpose, and with consistency. Being sure that you can trust that things will go well in that era, in that area, in that arena. Every time or almost every time. You can rely on it. You can be confident in it. You can trust. And that's what confidence is. It is not about the way you look. It is not necessarily about the way that you carry yourself. Those things are byproducts of you being able to rely on the fact that when you show up, you're going to show out. And so, in order to rely on the fact that you are going, in order for you to really believe that you can rely on yourself or your ability to do a thing, you have to pick what you want to do. Okay? You can't be reliable in a thing if you're going to be wishy washy about it. And so, when it comes to public speaking, doing poetry, I'm very confident in my ability to do well when it comes to doing my poetry. I'm very confident in my ability to memorize the poem, to speak with passion, because I've picked that and I go for it. I I decided that I wanted to do poetry. I had done poetry before. And so I picked it as a thing that I wanted to do, and I do it. When you pick something, if you have a desire for it, it's important that you pick a thing that you want to do so that you can pour yourself into it. Picking things in order to become confident in them really allows you to tap into a bit of your purpose. A lot of people don't feel confident in their own skin because they feel detached from their purpose. They're going one direction or they're going another direction. They're certain, they're uncertain because you really haven't selected the thing that you even want to be confident about. And sometimes we get nervous about picking a thing because we don't know whether or not that is the correct thing to pick or whether or not it will be fruitful for us down the line. But if you don't pick a thing to pour yourself into, if you don't pick a thing to become good at, if you don't pick a direction to go, you won't get there. If you don't pick a thing to be confident in, you won't become confident in it because you won't invest in it. You won't stretch in it. You will be apprehensive towards it. You may even run away from it. So the first thing that you have to do is pick the thing that you want to be confident in. If you're not already confident in it, there's a growth process. If you are already confident in it, there's a growth process. And if you don't know what to pick, this is your opportunity to explore the world for inspiration. You absolutely need to step out of your box, to go see what's available to you. Watch some YouTube videos, see what your friends are doing. Think about your childhood. Explore the world for inspiration of what you should be picking. And you're not limited to just one thing. You are not bound to the one thing, and you can change your mind. Just know that if you change your mind, you're no longer going to grow in that area. But that's okay. You can either come back to it later on in life, or you can abandon it completely because you don't like the thing. And if you don't like it, then why would you want to grow confident in doing something that you don't like anyways? Let's grow confident in doing the things that we enjoy, doing the things that spark light within us. So pick something. Pick something and stop being wishy-washy and stop being scared. Because when it comes to fear, with the spirit of fear likes to consume you and trap you in the status of which you are in currently. And if you haven't chosen the area that you want to grow and committed yourself to growth in that area, you will stay exactly how where you are. So for those who are poets, those who are speakers, those who want to get on stage but are afraid to get on stage, you have picked your seat if you don't pick actually pursuing to get up on stage, actually pursuing to speak in front of the people. Because once you pick it, then we can work with it. We can mold you. We can make you into something great. But until you actually decide that you want to set off on the journey of becoming confident in a thing in that area, you're in your seat. You're going to stay exactly where you are until you pick it. It won't pick you. You have to pick it. The next thing you do, you pray on it. Yeah, y'all should have known the church girl was going to tell you to pray on it. And here's why. Because there's many things that we want to do in life that may be good for us and may not be good for us. And God deals in yes and no. Either yes, it's for you, or no, it's not for you. And so before you embark out on the journey, when you pray on it, you can ask for insight. How am I going to go about developing in this area? You can ask God to protect you as you go about developing in this area. And you can ask God to clear a path for you, to create opportunities for you as you develop in this area. Because let me tell you something, when you pick that you want to develop and become confident in something, you are going to immediately receive backlash from yourself and from everything around you. That is the reason why you're not currently confident in it, because your nervous system is working up against you. The spirit realm is working up against you. Everything that is making you currently not be confident, all the insight that you lack, all the protection that you need, all the barriers in your path, those things are keeping you from being effective, reliable in the area. But once you gather insight, once you ask for protection, and once you ask for a clear path, you will begin to gain the navigational tools in order to create proficiency in the area. And when you are proficient in an area, you can show up reliable in that area. And when you show up reliable in that area, that is your confidence. As I said, God deals with yeses or nos. If you pray on it and the no is a no, it's likely because it'll be bad for you, it'll be for your destruction. And you will get a pretty clear no from God in that regard. If you pray on it and you get a yes, be prepared for the journey. Be prepared for the journey of refinement. Be prepared for the journey of growth. Be prepared for the journey of looking at yourself, looking at everything that is creating a barrier between you and success and confidence and proficiency and consistency. Be prepared for that, because the yeses come in not right now. The yeses come in, you're not ready. The yeses come in, not with them in your vicinity. The yeses come in due time. The yeses come as a variety of things. But it's still a yes, even if the yes isn't immediate. But if the yes isn't immediate, you're going to have to prepare yourself for the journey. You're going to have to prepare yourself for the journey. Because becoming confident in something isn't an overnight activity unless you've already been working on it for a while, unless you already have experience in that arena. I rejoined the poetry scene, I want to say, year and a half, going on 2 years ago. And for those who just met me at the time that I rejoined the poetry scene here in Milwaukee, they'll tell you I'm a completely different person now than I was then. And it may appear that my confidence has grown quickly. But really, it is the years and years and years of writing that I had participated in prior to that led to me having an exponential growth in this time period. But again, look what I said, year and a half, 2 years. That's not very quick. That's not quite overnight to regain my reliability on myself. But even when I stepped in the first place, even though there were things about me that was nervous, there were some aspects that I was confident in. I had about 2 or 3 poems that I knew that I could spit off the top of my head. I could rely on myself with those. I had to spit them in front of people a couple of times over to know that they would reliably, like, consistently like them. But I knew they were good. And I knew I could spit them, and I knew I could show up with those things. Did I always show up looking how I wanted to look? Nope. But I worked on it. Like I said, I'm singing at the teacher takeover. I was asked to sing at the teacher takeover. Singing is a thing that I do comfortably, especially within the choir. It's a thing that I do confidently, especially when I have other people with me. But it is not a thing that I have always done confidently as a solo artist. That piece is a bit newer. What is not new is my confidence on standing in front of people. What is not new is my confidence in being alone in those moments. What is not new is my history of singing. But what is new is me being confident in singing all by myself. And so I had to decide at a certain point that I wanted to get more confident at singing in front of people. And so I chose it. And boy, did I shake. Boy, did I shake. But I continued to do it because I could rely on myself to sing well in private. I could rely on myself to sing well when it came to the choir. And so I had confidence that doors could be open and I could get acclimated to doing this well as a solo act in front of people. And that leads me to the third P, or the third key, is pursue it. Pounce on the activity. You're not going to get good at something by reading books about it or watching videos about it and never trying it. I'm still working on my makeup. I'm cute, but I'm still working on my makeup. I don't watch tutorials and stuff, and they be confusing me and all that kind of carrying on. But the more I actually try it, the better I get. You're not going to be a better dresser if you don't ever actually put clothes on. You're not going to get better at doing your hair if you don't actually comb your hair. You're not going to get better at speaking in front of people if you never speak in front of people. And you're not going to get better at, I don't know, riding your bike if you never go outside and pedal. Whatever it is that you've picked, you pray on it so that you can get the insight, so that you can get the direction, so that you can get the tools that you need. And then you actually use the tools that you have acquired to become reliably good at it, consistently good at it, until you can rely on yourself so well that you don't even think about the days in which you were uncomfortable doing it. I've been stuttering over my words through most of this podcast, but I still speak confidently because this is something that I've been doing over the last couple of years. If you would see me the very first time I came into this studio, I was quite nervous. And Tom told me to stop because he already knew I'd been doing this for a while and I would be fine. And the thing that knocked my confidence down was that this was a new arena. But I had decided that I wanted to podcast. I picked it. I prayed on it and asked God to open up doors to where I could do it and reach more people and reach a broader span of people. And for that, the inspiration to become more professionally developed came about. And that is how I came about being connected with the TDR network. And then I sat in the seat up underneath the bright lights and got nervous. But I continued to pursue it. I continued to talk. I continued to work on my show. And now, look, I don't be worried about being up in here. Like sometimes I get a little nervous about it when I haven't been on air in a while. But I can confidently say that I have wonderful things to say. And I can say them with clarity. And that all came about by doing. My first moment with Moesghetti episodes were somewhere in my room. I had to just get on live one day and just decide to do it. Just decide to read affirmations. Because I knew I had a message that I wanted to share with people. And I knew it would never happen if I just continued to think about it, read about it, talk about it, research about it, try to get the perfect camera, try to get the no. You have to do the most essential step, which is actually pursue the thing that you desire to do in the pursuit of it. Again, your nervous system will kick up against you. Your body might shake from head to toe. In the pursuit of becoming confident in your activities, you might run into roadblocks and barriers that you have to overcome in order to grow. In the pursuit of becoming confident in a thing, you're going to have to fight yourself. You're going to have to mess up. You might get embarrassed along the way, but get up and fight, because that's where the learning is. That's where the growth is. Getting bad at it or being bad at it for a little while and learning from that is how you can become reliable being good at it, because you've overcome the obstacles that hold you down. You've made it over the barriers. And now you can consistently show up and show out each time. I said, goal, plan, action. This is where all your goal planning activities come into play. So goal plan action is one framework that I've used before to help people set goals. People have heard of SMART goals before. I did a whole episode before on SMART goals. This is where that part of it of your personal development comes into play. By actually pursuing the thing that you desire to be confident in. So if you want to show up in a space looking more confident, pick that. That is the activity that you want to do. Pray on it so that anything that is in your way no longer becomes an obstacle, and that you can become inspired, and so that you can draw in the type of information that you need in order to do that. And if appearing confident when you walk in a room boils down to lifting your head up and pushing your shoulders back, then in order to appear confident when you walk into a room, you must lift your head and push your shoulders back. Because if those are the instructions, then you must actually do them. And if you walk into a wall, well, then that you gotta open your eyes, baby. If you trip over your feet, well, then you learn you got to tie your shoes before you do all that. Like, you learn along the way, and you become more comfortable in your own skin as you show up reliable. You don't always have to pick a thing that you're already good at. You can pick something that you are passionate about. You can pick something that you are curious about. You want to bake cakes and you ain't never baked a cake in your life, but you want to be a confident cake baker? Oh, hey, pick it. Ask God to guide your feet, to provide you with the finances so you can have all the tools that you need in order to become an efficient cake baker. And then go get you some Dunkin' Highs and get cracking. Because you'll never get good at it until you actually try it. You can watch Cake Boss from here to Kingdom Come. But until you actually turn your oven on, mix up some buttercream, and pipe it out, you'll never know, first of all, where your current skill set is and how to develop on top of it. You'll never know where you are in your confidence. So pursue it. Pursue it until you are doing it so well that you don't even realize how well you're doing it. Pursue it until it is not even a second thought. That's where your confidence is. It's not about not being nervous. The greatest people in the world at their craft are nervous. I think too often we want to show up as not nervous instead of confident, and that's not the same thing. Trusting yourself sometimes means that even though this is a new experience, I have old experiences that will allow me to be effective here. Trusting yourself means even though I might be a little nervous, I still know that I can show up. Trusting yourself means that I'm going to push through all of the things that might make me shake on the inside and the outside. That's how you show up confident. People tell me I'm confident all the time, and I'd be like, oh, if you hold my hand, you will feel my body vibrating. People tell me I'm confident all the time, and I'd be like, I don't know if I knew what I was doing on this day, but I've done it so much that I can reliably show up with a certain level of efficiency. I'm confident. I'm consistent in what I do know. I'm good at what I do well. And I do those things well because I've been doing them. Because I'm honest with myself about my shortcomings and I learn from them so that I can grow from them. And I don't allow them to stop me until I am at a space in which I can show up, until I'm at a space in which I can trust that everything's going to be okay, that everything's going to turn out exactly the way it needs to. And if I don't believe that I'm prepared enough for things to show up exactly the way that they need to, then I know I need to prepare some more. And when I prepare some more, I become confident that I will show up. I come to rely that I can show up, that I will show up. And even when I mess up, I know I'm better than that. Even when I mess up, I know I can bounce back. Even if a oopsie happens, I know everything is okay. So this is the work. It ain't pretty until it is. A garden is just dirt until it ain't. You are only lack confidence because you haven't picked, prayed, and poured yourself into the area in which you desire to be confident. If you lack self-esteem, and that's why you're not confident, you need to talk to yourself about what is it about you that you don't like. Pick a thing that you don't like. Pray for guidance over that thing and then pursue the love of it. You think you fat and that's why your self-esteem is messed up? Okay, well, pick your weight. Pray for the knowledge and the guidance to open the doors and make your journey to self-love and weight loss easy and clear. And then actually pursue the thing. Pursue eating healthier. Pursue going to your doctor if you have other medical conditions that are making you gain or retain weight. Pursue taking walks. Pursue going to the gym. Pursue it until you look the way that you want to look, and love yourself along the way. Because really, if you're lacking in self-esteem, and that is what is getting in between you and being confident in the things that you are already good at, it's not your confidence, it's your self-love. And you can pour into that. You can ask for guidance and for better friends and a better circle of people who will pour into you. You can ask for your eyes to be open so you can see the glory and the beauty of yourself. And you can continue to pursue seeing yourself in a way in which beauty abounds. Sometimes it's your confidence, your assurity that you can show up. But sometimes it boils down to your love. If you don't love yourself through this process, there's not enough proficiency that'll fill you up. You'll miss the mark. You're dealing with something else. It's not confidence. It's self-love. Because confidence knows whether or not you can do a thing. I can do a mean cartwheel, but I am no Simone Biles. Okay? Would you take me out to the grass? I can give you one or two. Take my shoes off. Confident. I trust myself that I could do that. I might be a little dizzy afterwards, but I can do it. That's confidence. A lack of self-love will make me sit in my seat and be like, I could never do that. I don't even want to go outside. I'm confident that I can cook some food. Yeah. A lack of self-love will make me feel like nobody else was going to like it. I'm confident in my ability to serve the people that I serve when I'm at work. A lack of self-love, a lack of self-trust will make me not want to do it, will make me pull back even in areas that I've shown myself to show up in consistently. So some of us don't have a confidence issue. Some of us have a love issue. Some of us have a fear issue. Some of us are creating barriers that have nothing to do with whether or not we can rely on ourselves to show up, whether or not we can trust ourselves to do things well. Some of us are so worried about the way that it is received that we never produce, and we cut ourselves short. And you'll never get to where you're going with that barrier of fear over you because you won't trust the process. Maybe you don't deserve to be confident in it now, but you have to know that there is growth. And you should compare yourself to where you start, where you are, and where you want to go. Some of us lack confidence because we are constantly comparing ourselves to where we want to go instead of looking at where we are and where we've been. If you look at yourself from where you are compared to where you've been, you can track the progress that you've made. You can track how much more knowledge and how much more proficiency you have at this point compared to the points that you were at previously. And though you may not be able to do everything that you will be able to do in the future, it is important that you really look at yourself so that you can rely and put some respect on, put some respect on my name, that you could put some respect on what you are able to do now. If you don't put any respect on what you are able to do now, you will appreciate yourself at any point along the journey. And if you don't believe in you, how do you expect anybody else to believe in you? They're going to see your shortcomings and your insecurity. You will never exude the confidence because you don't appreciate just how awesome you are in the phase that you're in. It takes an extraordinary amount of bravery to pursue passions. It takes an extraordinary amount of bravery to go be bad at something until you're good at it. It takes an extraordinary amount of love to appreciate yourself no matter where you are along the process of your confidence growth. So, no, every time that I show up, I don't always feel centered. But if I know that I can do a thing, I'll get there. People don't believe me when I say I get nervous because they say I look confident. But my nerves and my confidence, they're not the same thing. My nerves is not a reflection of my lack of confidence. My nerves is a reflection of my excitement. My nerves are a reflection of the newness of an activity. My nerves are a reflection of uncertainty outside of myself. But my confidence eclipses that because I know I can show up. Sometimes the nerves go away completely because I'm in the essence of doing what I do well. But I only ever get in the essence of doing what I do well by practicing. Because I chose it. Because I asked for the path to be cleared for me. Because I asked for protection along that path so that it wouldn't be disrupted by entities that was to see me fail. And I pursue it relentlessly until I'm at a space where I can reliably show up for myself. So that's it. Pick a thing. Pick your passions. Your passions may just well be tied to your purpose. Pray on it because you will receive backlash from your own body, from the spirit world, sometimes from your family and friends who wish to not see you be any more than what you are. And then pursue it, pounce on it. And I guess the fourth P, which I didn't plan to have, would be prepare for the journey. Because it might be long. Everything doesn't happen overnight. Growth and development takes time. It is incremental. But when you look back over your life, you will see that have been changes here. There's something tangible here that I can rely on. That's why I say a garden is just a garden until it ain't. I mean, a garden is just dirt until it ain't. Until you pick it, until you plan it out and pursue that, until you pray for the rain to come so that it actually can come to fruition. It is just a patch of dirt. You are more than just a patch of dirt. You are a beautiful flower to be smelled and presented, or a crop to be eaten, to nourish. You're more than just what you are right now. You are more than just an aspiration. You are a being. You are the manifestation of your thoughts, so long as you bring them into reality by actually pursuing them. And you can get the clearest guidance to actually pursue them. You can get the most insight to actually have a straight path. You can get the most protection so that it can be as clear as possible. If you pray on it. Prayer calms the nerves. Prayer clears the way. Prayer protects. Prayer offers insight. Without it, we can become a little directionless. With it, we have a clearer roadmap. We have greater intention. We open up assistance from heaven to get whatever, however we need it. And when we have everything that we need, we can rely on the fact that we can show up. And I can tell you on many of occasions, when I was not confident that I could show up, I prayed on it and I showed up in a way that it was miraculous, beyond my own comprehension. Voice about to give out, body about to be tired, and I got to hit the stage and do a 30-minute set with the choir. Oh, Lord Jesus, help. I joke, but for real, I have been lining up like, Lord, I'm so tired. I actually don't know how I'm going to minister to you people. I really need the Holy Spirit to come in today. And I have felt its presence come in a way that allows me to show up. I have been in positions where I haven't known what to do after graduation. I haven't known what to do with my career. I haven't known what to do with my household. I haven't known what to do with my social life. But I knew I didn't want to do what I was currently doing. I knew I wanted to connect with people, help people. When it comes to my social life, I knew I wanted to entertain and I wanted to be around those who had the same passions. And I prayed on those things and those opportunities came to be. And I pursued them. And I'm continuing to pursue them. You never know what kind of doors will be unlocked and open for you if you put a little prayer on it. So as much as it may seem like one can skip the step and go from picking what you want to pursuing it, you can. But why not utilize all the tools at your disposal? Because to go without God is to go in the dark. To go without God is to go without grace. And to go without the God in you is to go without you. And why would you not want to connect with you before you pursue the world? How can you truly show up? How can you truly trust when you really haven't even tapped in? You're going on autopilot at that point. And you get whatever chaos is bound to ensue. And chaos is not firm trust. It is not reliability. It is not confidence. It is, well, here goes nothing. It's chance. And you don't want to leave life up to chance if you truly want to be consistently good at something. If you truly want to show up confident, you don't leave it up to chance. You work on it. You rehearse at it. You practice. You read up on it. You gain knowledge. You gain experience. You gain skills. You gain things that cannot be taken away from you. Then you can show up confident each and every time, despite the nerves, despite what other people might say about you. You got it in you. You just got to pick what you want, which sometimes is the scariest part. You got to pray on it and know that your prayers can be answered. And you got to pursue that thing until you get, well, you got to pursue that thing as you get better and better and more reliable until you do it without thinking. All right. So those are the 3 keys or the 3 P's or the 4 P's or whatever. That's how you get confident. That is how you grow in confidence. That is how I've grown in confidence. And it truly works in any arena, whether it be you being more confident in your spiritual life, being more confident on your work life, being more confident in the way that you present yourself to the world. If you pick a thing that you want to work on, open up the path and pursue it, you'll get there. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. It might not look like you might look like detours from time to time, because sometimes shedding has to happen before you can get to where you're going. Disconnections have to happen before you're able to connect in with what you're looking for. So don't give up on it. Challenges will happen in your growth process. But know that if you continue to pursue it, you'll get there. All right. So that's that on that. Hey, y'all. Well, I have confidence that some of that made sense. Thank y'all for spending a moment with me. Well, like I said, this isn't live, so I'm a little bit used to people being in my comments just a bit. But for those of you who are watching in the replay, I do appreciate each and every one of you who show up to watch Moment Moesghetti, whether you watch it in the past, in the present, or the future. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking a moment to spend some time with me. If you'd like to give any appreciation for the show, you can do that by liking, commenting, sharing, comment on what you liked about the episode, what resonated with you, share it with someone who you feel like might benefit from it. And of course, if you would like to give me any financial appreciation, you can hit my Cash App, #, Moesghetti, buy me a coffee, buy me a car, whatever's in your wallet or whatever is on your heart. It all just helps to continue the pursuit of this passion of podcasting. And I appreciate you all for spending a moment with me. I'm going to see y'all next time. All right, take me out, Tone.